Yo, what's poppin', people? Cobra Star Green back with you guys in the video today. Y'all first time finding my channel or anything like that, for your boy, please hit the subscribe button. Also the video. Yes, today, if you guys have read the title, you guys have seen we are doing our spoiler review for Fast 10. Yes, we're gonna be talking about it. We're talking about all the spoilers and stuff in that nature. If you guys are wondering why I'm not doing a non-spoiler review, that's because my non-spoiler review is on Double Toasted YouTube channel. So y'all definitely go check it out over there. But with saying that, man, let's go ahead and let's get right into it. Cue the intro.
We got a problem. 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 It's probably you. Yeah. We got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah. We got a problem. We got a problem.
So before I really even kick things off, if you guys are going into this one and this is like the first Fast and Furious movie you've seen, I promise you are okay. Because the first like 5 minutes of this movie does nothing but recap the other films to actually bring you back up to speed with this one. This one pretty much follows Fast 5 the most. If you guys do not know, this pretty much, like I said, centers around the Fast 5 movie. And well, what we didn't see was that our boy Aquaman, Jason, aka Jason Momoa, was there, and he plays the son of the father that was in the fifth one that actually got killed, that Dom and the Rock character actually end up killing. So he's pretty much in this movie just looking for revenge in this one. That's pretty much what it is. Like, if you guys want to, like, if I'm breaking it down for you simple, the premise of this movie is Jason Momoa is back for revenge. That's what it is. Keeping it that simple. Now, I'm going to go and talk about characters. Like I said, spoiler review, so I will be spoiling some things. I'm going to be talking about some surprising characters that pop up. People came back from the dead, all that stuff. We're going to go ahead and talk about it all today. The crazy thing was, before, like, when I got the movie and I was starting to write my notes down, I started to really think. I'm like, this movie is really critic-proof. If you really think about it, like, these Fast and Furious movies are critic-proof. I remember back in the day, because I've watched all the Fast and Furious movies, but I remember back in the day when the movies were kind of sort of grounded, like the first, second one, they were kind of a little bit grounded. And then they started getting crazy. And they started getting crazy without anyone ever like really recognizing how crazy it was going to get. Like, if you guys remember in the fourth one, which the fourth one was my favorite Fast and Furious movie. But in the fourth one, they kind of started introducing like Dom was pretty much a superhero. And no one batted an eye to it. Like, my man gets shot. My man literally gets shot and just looks at the bullet. No one batted an eye to that whenever that happened, right? And not only did that happen in that movie, but something else kind of crazy happened in that movie. Well, like I said, our boy Dom literally has superpowers. Look at this. My man is seeing a car crash and he ain't even freaking there. Like, look at that. So that's when I believe the movie started getting kind of crazy. But like I said, in the fourth one, no one batted an eye to it. It's not until the fifth one everybody was like, okay, y'all kind of going a little far here. But yeah, this one does the same thing. This Fast 10, they find ways to just get crazier, y'all. That's just pretty much what these movies are about. How can we be crazier than the last movie? And they you know what I'm saying? I can't cap. They did it again with this one. There's a lot of outlandish stuff that happens, but at the same time, it's just fun. It's just goofy fun to be had while you're watching the movie. Cause I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, bro, the physics don't even make sense here. And I'm like, what am I doing? This is Fast and the Furious. Physics left the chat a long time ago. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. There are certain points in the movies. Well, like I said, if you are trying to be realistic with this movie and try to be like, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, these movies ain't for you. If I'm being honest with you, man, there is a scene early on in the movie with Jason Momoa, and he's pretty much trying to get rid of the team, get rid of the family, and it becomes a point where Dom is literally playing our boy Dominic Toretto. It's pretty much playing Rocket League with the ball. There's a ball. I think it's in London, if I remember. Was it London? I can't remember the exact location. But it happens early on in the movie. And literally, Dom is dead ass playing a freaking game of Rocket League with the ball. Literally, he's chasing the ball down. He's hitting the ball, stuff like that. He's literally playing Rocket League with this ball. With this, I would say a ball / a bomb. It was a bomb pretty much. And the bomb ends up blowing up. But Dom, like, hits the ball on the, it's freaking ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. But like I said, man, it's so fun to watch. But it completely reminded me of Rocket League, what he's doing with this damn ball. But the whole entire movie is pretty much surrounded by just outlandish scenes like that. But it's a lot of scenes that you will start to have fun with. We'll get deeper into those in a little bit. I'm gonna talk about the cast just a little bit. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the cast because we can spend a lot of time on the cast. I don't want to do that. I want to do that in this video. But pretty much, you got our family, man. The family is back in this one. Dom, Tyrese, Ludacris. Everybody's back. Even Grandma's here. But like I said, everyone is back. The whole family is here for this one. And it's even crazy because the family even gets expanded, even gets bigger in this one. So you got Brie Larson that's now a kind of sort of part of the family. You know what I'm saying? So the family just gets bigger and bigger. And I think that's one thing that the movie kind of struggles with. It's just trying to juggle with all these characters. I don't think it does that well. Like I said, you have Dominic Toretto's brother. John Cena's part of the family now. You know what I'm saying? You got all the people that are part of the family. And that's just one thing I fight with. Because I'm like, y'all have an amazing cast of characters here. I will say that. Amazing cast of characters. But I think there's just too many. Like, I think the family's too big, honestly, y'all. Universal, y'all don't want to hear that. But I believe the family's a little too big. And you kind of really see it with this movie because it's a lot of, like, side plots kind of butting heads with the next side plot. You know what I'm saying? And everyone kind of fighting for, to me, kind of felt like they're fighting for screen time. And that's the one thing that I feel like they shouldn't bring in as many people, especially because they bring in people back from the dead now. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, one of my complaints of the movie was just, there's too many. The family got too goddamn big now at this point. It's just way, way too big. But let's talk about the cast, man. Not going too deep. Y'all know Vin Diesel, a.k.a. Dominic Toretto, he's back. I mean, he's saying the same old cliche stuff he's been saying the last goddamn 6 movies. So it's still here. And if you guys have seen him in the last couple of movies, he's the same way here. You had fun with him. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that does the most craziest stuff out of everybody. And like I said, you just have fun with it, and he's the exact same way here. Let's go right across. Ludacris. You guys know about him. He's the tech guy. Him and I forgot the girl's a name across from him is. Ramsey. Ludacris and Ramsey, they're like the tech people, you know what I'm saying? And they pretty much play their roles here. Actually, it's kind of cool what they do with Ludacris and Tyrese's character in this one because they're kind of butting heads a little bit. Because early on in the movie, Tyrese is like, look, I want to lead my team. I want to lead this mission. And Dom lets him lead the mission, right? And it kind of creates a conflict with him and Ludacris. And I actually kind of enjoyed it. It doesn't go on too long. But it was like, okay, we're seeing them kind of butt heads a little bit. And somehow Ludacris still beats Tyrese Gibson's character. I was like, I don't even understand how that even happens. But I was like actually like really enjoying the fact that, there's a little bit of conflict between the family. Like I said, they don't go too far with it, but it was still, Roman Pierce. But they still go, somewhere I didn't think they would go with it, So I still kind of have fun with that. Like I said, the cast is freaking humongous. I think one of my favorite characters in the movie, really surprisingly, was the villain in the movie. And I'll tell you guys why I think he was one of my favorites. And I am talking about our boy, the new big bad. I guess that's what they're doing. The new big bad. Our boy, I'm trying to pull him up real quick. But yeah, our boy, Jason Momoa, man. I think he was one of my favorites. He definitely was one of my favorites here, man. And the reason why is because you really just see Jason Momoa having fun. It's been a while since I think I've seen a villain in a Fast and Furious series just look like they're having fun. And that's his whole entire character. I think his name in the movie is villain, honestly. I don't even know if he even has a name. I don't know if they really give him a name. But his character, like I said, he's built up off revenge, just getting revenge on the family that killed his, pretty much. That's his whole entire story. That's pretty much the story here that we're having displayed here. And I think, man, Jason Momoa, like, I didn't have no faith in him being a villain because I've just always seen him in Aquaman and just seen him in so many other projects where I'm like, I don't know if he could play a villain that well. And like how they did it, like I said, he's a fun villain. You don't really, he's not like super, I mean, he's evil, but he's like in a flamboyant type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like he's nails painted, all this stuff. He's just someone you can have fun with pretty much. So he's actually one of my favorite characters in the movie, and I'm really excited to see what they do with him next. Cause you guys did not know, this ain't no freaking spoiler or anything, but this Fast and Furious franchise, they talked about doing 3 of these movies, and the end of this movie ends on a cliffhanger. It does not wrap up. It's like it goes into the next movie, and we'll talk about the ending cliffhanger in a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I just want to say he was definitely one of my favorite characters in the movie, man. Definitely did a great job, Jason Momoa. Can't wait to see him come back in the next movie, and they finish their story. But yeah, loved all that, man. The one thing about these movies that really be sparking and drawing my attention, man, if y'all don't know, y'all gotta know. But it's, I'm sorry, y'all, but the things that really pique my attention with these movies is the damn soundtrack. Let's ride, you know what I'm saying? Let's ride. Bro, listening to that song, and even listening to the whole entire, like, Fast and Furious, like, 9, 8, 7, and even this, I listened to this soundtrack earlier today. Just listening to these soundtracks make me want to roll out with Dom. Like, Dom, like, it makes me want to be part of the family. Like, Dom, let's roll out, bro. Let's go find somebody. Soundtrack here, just like the previous films, are done very well. And I actually have a friend that was actually part of the soundtrack here, which is really freaking dope. I don't know if I can tell y'all which one, but yeah, he was a part of the soundtrack. I knew he was gonna be in the movie. He was gonna be in the soundtrack like months ago, so it was really cool to see it happen to fruition. But yeah, the big highlight to me, main reason I know is all the action is goofy and stuff like that. But man, me personally, I just love the soundtracks when I go see these Fast and Furious movies. And like I said, once again, they are done perfectly here. They're doing amazing. They always fit well with these movies. Really quickly, just a quick nitpick, just because it was on my mind. The ending in this movie is not good. Not that it's bad, but it's like, it needed work. Like there was a lot of stuff, especially in the beginning. This is just something I just really thought of, especially in the beginning of the movie when they're just trying to edit and they're trying to like piece things back together. To me, I was like, yo, y'all couldn't edit this any more better than this. I know all the budget went to the cast, but damn, I'm like, yo, what kind of edit job is this? You know what I'm saying? So I just thought the beginning part just. And even somewhere through the middle, I just felt like the editing just needed to be a little touched up and a little bit better. That was one of my complaints right there. But hey, man, I said, man, look, the action's over the top, but it's fun, man. You meet Dom's son in this one, and Dom's son actually kills somebody and kills people. So it's always fun. You even have like interesting side plots here, honestly. And I want to know, like, when people see the movie, like, what's their thoughts? But she even had this little side plot here with the villain of 8. Oh man, I forgot her name. This is on me. I forgot her name. But she was the villain of the 8th one. Literally I can't think of her name. Cypher. You have a side plot here with Cypher, and you have a side plot here with Cypher and Letty here. They're both stuck in this prison, and they have to get out. And that pretty much Letty is with her the entire freaking movie, pretty much. Like, once Letty gets locked up, she's with Cypher the rest of the movie. And I was like, I'm kind of digging this side plot here. I mean, I don't know how people can feel about this, just because, you know, Cypher was one of my favorite villains in the Fast and Furious franchise, so I don't know how people kind of will take it that she's kind of like she's like secondary now. She's not even like a villain anymore at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jason Momoa stole that. So she's damn near gonna be part of the family. Oh my! I didn't even think about that. If we keep it up, Cypher gonna be part of the family too. God damn. But yeah, they have a little side plot that they have going on, which I thought was cool. But I could see someone having a big problem with this side plot here. But let's go ahead and let's talk about the main spoiler things, and then let's get into my rating of the film because I don't want to be here too long. So like the biggest spoiler stuff we're gonna get into like right now. So if y'all guys didn't, like I said, the movie ends on a cliffhanger, and that wasn't even the craziest thing. Now there was one part I think I kind of fell asleep just like for 5 minutes, but yeah, our boy John Cena, Don brother Jacob Toretto. Yeah, he ain't make it out this one, y'all. He didn't. He had to sacrifice himself, which was it was kind of a dumb sacrifice play. But I'm like, because I was thinking like he was like, no, you gotta save your son or something like that. And I was like, this is so stupid. But I see what y'all are doing. So he doesn't end up making it. And there's another thing that happened. There's two more crazy things that happened in this film. One of them really got leaked before the movie even came out. Actually, I think both of them got leaked before the movie came out. But at the end of the movie, very end of the film, and I want to know y'all guys' thoughts on this. But the very end of the film, you see someone that freaking died in the sixth one. We're talking about I forgot her character name, but her real name Gal Gadot. Well, she's back in this one. The end of the movie is her in a freaking submarine, and she pretty much saves the day. And that's the cliffhanger that goes into. That's one of the cliffhangers that go into the next movie. And I was sitting there like, didn't this chick fall off of a plane? And now she's just back? Like I gotta see how they explain this one. Like I really gotta see how they explain this one. But yeah, pretty much she's back in this one. She's back towards the end. Also, not even just her that is coming back. This one got leaked days before the movie came out, which I don't know why y'all leak stuff. Let people just enjoy the movies. But well, I guess since Black Adam failed, he needs something else to run back to, and I'm talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's back. Pretty much, Jason Momoa is like, "Yo, you the one that shot my father." It's the post-credit scene, by the way. But Jason Momoa's character is like, "Yeah, Dominic Toretto might have did all this stuff, but you was the one that pulled the trigger on my father, so I ain't forget about you." And then it cuts to Dwayne Johnson taking off his soldier gear, or military gear, and then you see it's him. And he's like, he has a phone. And he's like, well, I ain't hard to find. You know what I'm saying? And that pretty much is this calls it out or ends the movie right there. I'm trying to think of anything other spoiler thing, but I don't think so. Paul Walker coming back, I don't even think that even happened in the movie. I don't think that happened at all. I did get up once to use the restroom, so maybe it happened there and there. But let's just get into my rating. Let's just talk about it, man. Look. This movie, I'll just say, I was not a big fan of the last movie. Even the last movie made me kind of damn near hate the franchise as a whole, pretty much. I was like, wow, this was my favorite movie franchise above Marvel at a certain point. And then that Fast 9 came out, and like I said, I just wasn't a fan anymore. I was like, wow, these movies are losing their touch. And people could have been said like, bro, they lost their touch since 6. Which actually 6 is one of my favorite movies. Fast 5, Fast 6, Fast 4, like those are my favorites. But you know, so I was a downer on that last one. I freaking hated the last movie. I don't even rewatch the last movie because I hate just how bad it was. But this one is definitely a step up. And I'm glad to say that, man. This one was one where I really was like, okay, now we're getting back to it. We're getting back to just having fun. You know, and they do a really great job here. This movie's about 2 hours and 21 minutes. Don't really feel the runtime too much because so much stuff is going on, and then the pacing of the movie moves really quickly. So they do a really great job with that. But yeah, I just had so much amount of fun with this one. Like I said, this one brought me back to the reasons why I used to like these Fast and Furious movies. It's not my favorite, you know what I'm saying? It's up there, but it's not my favorite. But if I'm going to go ahead and give out my rating of the film right now, I will probably end up giving the movie. I mean, it's not a great film because there's so much stuff you can critique with this film. But like I said, it's one of those franchises where it's kind of critique proof because of the fact that the movies acknowledge how stupid they are. That's one thing I wrote, but I didn't forget to tell you guys. Like, this is why I say they're really critique proof. There's a point early on in the movie where the movies just acknowledge how stupid they are. Like Tyrese is talking about what they all did. and just acknowledging how dumb it all is. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, these movies are critique proof. I always say that. But you know, there's fun to be had here. The writing is a little choppy and a little unstable at some moments. But like I said, you're gonna have a lot of fun watching this movie. And if you guys, this is spoiler review, so you guys might have already seen this film. Who knows? But if I give my rating, I'll give this a good 7 out of 10. You know, it's not a bad film. It does a really great job at the beginning of recapping everything up to this point. That's why I really commend the movie on, because I'm like, wow, what if this is someone's first Fast and Furious movie? And you'd be completely fine, because they literally, the first 5 minutes is literally just recapping the entire, like, other 8-9 films, pretty much. So I think it does a really great job of doing that. But yeah, man, like I said, it gets back to its roots on this one. Definitely had a lot of fun. I would definitely say, man, check this out. Definitely. You won't be disappointed if you check this out. Especially if you've seen the other films and you already know what you're getting into. You won't be disappointed with this one. So yeah, I'm giving this movie a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I had fun with it. I was eating my popcorn, having a little blast with this one. Just how stupid it got and how crazy they got, man. But if it's your first time finding my channel, definitely hit the sub button. Also, like this video, it really does help. I was gonna say something really quickly, and I was gonna nitpick this, but y'all let me know. This might be a really dumb nitpick. So the thing about these Fast and Furious movies is they will always try to set up the next scene. Like, there'll be like Vin Diesel or somebody will say something, and they'll be like, the scene will end with them being like, oh, I know a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and every scene ends like that. Like, I know somebody, or I know where to go. And I was thinking about just nitpicking that, because I'm like, wow, this is just really just plot devices or a thing for characters to say just to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, never really makes any sense, but it just, boom, we got to keep this moving, keep moving. Like I said, I was going to critique that, but I don't know. Like I said, these movies damn critique poop. But y'all let me know your thoughts on this down below, man. Like I said, hit the subscribe button, like the video. Hey, we'll see you guys at the next one, man. Peace.